When I think of spring, I think of the leaves starting to show up on trees and the grass starting to get greener, the weather getting warmer, and just everything coming back to life around us. So with that in mind, I decided to go for a theme for my March bullet journal spread that would be very vibrant and bright and colorful and very positive. So after some thinking, instead of going with flowers like I originally planned, I decided to go with honey and bees. Just because to me, honey, apart from just being delicious and actually also having lots of nutrients and antioxidants and even potentially lowering cholesterol and improving heart health, I feel like it's a good representation of something that comes directly from nature that we can enjoy and benefit from, and that also comes from flowers and bees. The more I bullet journal, the more I realize how much I love learning new lettering styles and doodles and drawings. And as a person who never did anything really art related, it's really great to see how with just a lot of patience and practice that anybody can learn how to draw or doodle or bullet journal. And I think it's such an amazing hobby where you can just do something for yourself and not have to worry about doing it for a grade or for money, and just enjoy the process. Get lost in coming up with ideas for your bullet journal and making everything look how you want it to be, so that when you're planning, you actually enjoy the process and see everything that you have to do laid out. So that's kind of how I've been feeling about bullet journaling lately. It's definitely changing my mind a lot about drawing and doodling. And as always, any inspirations that I had for my bullet journal, I will link in the description box. I found most of them on Instagram or Pinterest, and as a beginner, it's always so helpful to have such amazing different spreads and inspirations that were created from before to then try to follow. So unfortunately, the pages of my bullet journal are pretty thin, so they bleed through very easily, which is something I only realized after doing my first spread a few months ago. I started doing this thing where I get a page from my old bullet journal that I hadn't finished, I cut it out, and then I paste it onto a page in my current bullet journal. And that way, on pages that I did a lot of drawings, I don't have to worry about the fact that they bled through the page and then the next page will look all messy. And that way I'm still using my old bullet journal, so it wasn't a waste. So for this page, I decided to go for the quote of "No bees, no honey, no work, no money," just as a reminder that everything from delicious honey to having good habits to having a healthy lifestyle all requires a lot of work and effort on a daily basis. So that's just something that I wanted to remind myself of, and also it fit into the theme of bees and honey. This next page is my monthly gratitude page, which is just where I write every single day something that I feel grateful for. So it can be like my family or something that happened that day or nature, anything that I'm just currently feeling grateful for that day. And I've been doing this for a couple months now, and it's definitely been making me feel a lot more positive lately. So this is just sort of a brain training exercise to learn how to be more positive and focus on good things. This page, I just did the monthly calendar for March. I like to have a calendar just to write down some dates that are important. Overall, if it's something really important, I'll just put it in my phone as a reminder, but just basic dates and deadlines and things like that are always good to have in my calendar. So this next page I also cut out from my old bullet journal because I didn't like how the page under it turned out. So again, it's great when you can just cover up your mistakes. And also I couldn't find my ruler, of course, because I was cleaning my room when I was filming this, and I had all my stationery out, so I couldn't find my ruler, but I ended up improvising and using this stationery organizer as a ruler. And this spread was just a to-do list area for the month and ideas list. So unlike the gratitude page, these pages will be for me to focus on little things that I want to remember. So for instance, I, a few nights ago, was just staring up at the stars for around 10 minutes and the sky was completely clear and you could just see so many stars. So now I have a place to write down those sort of things in. Little moments that I want to remember, or little things that I notice, or just bring me joy and make me feel happy. It's a bit different than just general things that make me feel grateful. It's more of like actual little moments or things that I enjoy during the day that I want to remember and write down. And finally is this spread that I was so scared to do because I didn't want to make a mistake and accidentally cut the wrong number of pages or make the shape look really weird, which you guys will understand in a second. So I decided to go for this thing called a Dutch door effect, which is basically where you can have your weekly spread a little bit more convenient, so that instead of having to have separate pages for every single week, you can just have the pages cut a bit so that you can just flip them, so you don't have to make separate big weekly spreads, since I don't tend to have too many to-do list items per day. So I thought it would look cool with a honeycomb effect, since I saw that idea for a cover page, and I thought it would be cool for the actual weekly spread pages. And at first I was thinking I would draw the hexagons, but then I realized that would take way too long. And I also remembered I had a sticker set of hexagons that had golden ones that matched the color scheme that I was using. So I decided to go for that, and I ended up also using the pink stickers just to give that extra pop of color that the rest of the spread didn't have. So I think this Dutch door effect is definitely convenient if you're a bit like me and lazy to do separate spreads for each week, but you also still want to have a very stylish and unique weekly spread setup. And I definitely love how this one turned out. It was very convenient and overall pretty easy to do, and now I don't have to worry about doing more spreads, and just use the base for the weekly spread with the monthly calendar and the events box, but still have the weeks so I can write down my to-do list for each day for the month. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this bullet journal video. It's definitely not perfect in any way, shape, or form, but I feel like it's a big improvement for my skills personally. And I really like how the Dutch door spread turned out too. So that's all I have for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys!